Yes, the Queen of Clubs. It is Wednesday, and we're still dealing with post-eclipse integration. I don't get headaches, and I have a massive headache. Anyway, I just had a very interesting experience and a huge insight that I wanted to share. In a nutshell, what I need to say is we are all going through a defining of self, a defining of philosophy, of belief, a shift in paradigm. This was the card for the eclipse day. This is also the card that I threw to kind of help me further articulate this insight that I had. So they're really emphasizing that this big crossroads is happening in the realm of consciousness, and when we are shifting in our beliefs, we articulate that with words. And I found myself listening to a recording and going into judgment about some words that this woman was using, and then I backed up and I went, no, what is the essence of what she's trying to say? Let me just feel into that. Let me just be mature, be emotionally mature for a moment. And so I got this big insight that this particular set of words that she was using, I could just feel how it would affect a certain kind of mind, a certain kind of mindset, and how that could be really effective for somebody and not effective for someone else. But the essence of it was the same as something that I have been learning. My point is, let's not do this with each other. This is boxed in thinking. This is the Pluto card. The Pluto, the death and rebirth, this is your putting together your manifesto, your new paradigm. What is the church you're going to now as opposed to the church you used to go to? Y'all know that joke. Anyway, we can fall into the trap of saying, I go to this new church and I don't use these words anymore and I don't have this philosophy anymore. My thing is about sovereignty. That's my key word. I'm into this whole sovereignty thing, and it's absolutely huge, and I'm learning to recognize it vibrationally more than just verbally with the words people use. Are they in sovereignty? They may be, and they may not use that word. But as we're defining our new paradigm, we need to be really careful not to go into the whole word thing and get stuck on the vocabulary someone's using. Yes, articulate it, be defined about where you are, but don't get boxed in, and don't box others in and say, oh, they're in that camp. We're all evolving. We're all trying to carve out and articulate what is this shift that is upon us all, and it will show up in an individual way. Another major thing I wanted to point out is that the eclipse reading, the hand of the Five of Clubs, has the Ace of Spades in its Venus position, which means it is in the context of Venus or relationship and friendship that we will be Ace of Spades defining ourselves. That is the card of the defined individual. So it's really important that we find a way to do that in a loving, compassionate way where we're listening to the words with our heart. We're really listening to essence. When I was doing this recording before, yes, this is try number 2, at the point that I picked up this card and started talking about it, a blue jay started to squawk madly. And I got tons of blue jay feathers when we first moved in here, which is spiritual initiation. All of these cards that I drew today are about their clubs. It's all about consciousness. We are experiencing a revolution in our consciousness, a spiritual initiation. And this 8 of clubs that the blue jay was so excited about is that when you get into a place where your higher self or the spirit or a more transcendent part of you is informing you of the truth, and you're really grabbing onto it, and you are as above, so below, and you're giving it form and substance, words or whatever, and this plane to go, yeah, this is how I operate, this is how I talk, this is how I believe. When you're essencing that, when you're drawing from that higher essence, you are in your mental power. And that's your truth. And I just wanted to emphasize too, let your truth be your truth. Hold it inside and don't feel a need to persuade anybody about your truth. I mean, yeah, get into conversations and let's explore and grow and develop. But let's just really hold a place of honor and respect for each other as we are doing this work of defining, and that's where she comes in. She's the Mother Mary card. She's nurture with knowledge. She is the teacher, but she is the feminine side of knowledge, which is wisdom and intuition, drawing from a deeper place of knowing, gnosis, rather than just the intellectual grasping of something. So the divine feminine. Did you know that during the eclipse, where it was a total blackout, people could see the planet Venus? Isn't that cool? It's the birth of the feminine. Yes. So let us be in our knowing rather than our thinking and our word policeness. Okay, anyway, that's about all I wanted to say. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for supporting me. This is a huge birth and development for me. Oh, I'm starting a YouTube channel, and then you can all just subscribe, and I'll be giving more updates and information about that in the very near future. Bye.